Hello and welcome again to Not Fake News. Don't forget to share, subscribe, smash that like button. Hey, great minds think alike. Ex-cons to vote in Virginia. Yep. Hillary Clinton allowed 60,000 ex-cons to vote in Virginia, which was previously never allowed. And guess how much she won by in Virginia? You guessed it! 60,000! How did you guess? You guys are great. That's why I love you. We have a slew of breaking stories to get into right now. So, let's do this. First, it's happening. The Senate just made a unanimous decision, folks. Second, Trump's wall proposal has liberals so confused their little heads are about to explode. Joe Biden's backing former presidential candidate. Listen to what the NSA leakers' parents are claiming now. It'll blow you away. Former CIA director calls Comey a leaker on CNN, and the host immediately interrupts. Oh, no, leak. We're all in agreement that Comey's a leaker, right? And finally, bad news for anti-Trump inauguration riot is now facing major legal judgment. So let's do this. Let's get right into it. I'm going to go back to that first one. It's happening. The Senate just made a unanimous decision. The Senate had passed a resolution that calls for the president to move the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. Okay? The Senate passed a resolution that calls for POTUS to make a major break from predecessors on both sides of the aisle and move the U.S. Embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. That's great news, folks. That's undoing what Obama did at the very end. Remember when he went and he restrained from the agreement? I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but he did something terrible at the end, and Israel said, Why? Why would you do that? Anyway, let's get to the next one. Trump's wall proposal has liberals so confused their little heads are exploding. The president this week proposed a radical way to fund his proposed Mexican water wall, covering it in solar panels. He is now has liberals so confused that they suddenly support oil and gas and coal. Donald Trump proposed a 50-foot solar panel border wall. The president this week, a radical way to fund his proposed Mexican border wall, covering it in solar panels. Look at it. 50 feet tall. This right here is 10. This metal over here is another 5. That's 15. Then you got solar panels. Solar panels up here. Maybe this is also solar, I don't know. It looks crazy. It's nice. And it'll look really good too. Honestly, that doesn't look bad at all. It looks sort of like one big gigantic long house. It just keeps going. And it's shiny. It'll be nice looking. It'll be a beacon of light. It'll be like the opposite of a lighthouse. It tells you to stay the hell away. Next, Joe Biden backing former presidential candidate. Yeah, you creepy little guy, you around kids, you Jeff Sessions swatted your hand away like a mother bird protecting her young. When you try to get close to his little cute grandkid, yeah, you creeped up on her, and Jeff Sessions said, "Get." I'm not even making this up, folks. I did the video, seen the video. I don't know if I did it, but I definitely seen it, and I find it hard to believe I didn't record that sucker. As a matter of fact, I'm starting to remember now. Yeah, I did. It's in there. It's in the archives. Subscribe and go into the videos. Yeah, you creepy little guy. Former Vice President Joe Biden wants former presidential hopeful Mitt Romney to run for Senate. By the way, do you know I just did a story yesterday about his niece, and she was arrested because she defrauded a pharmacy company. I mean, must mean she's on a lot of medication, right? Pharmaceutical company for $110,000. Yeah, and she's getting away with no prison time as long as she pays it back. She gets only 2 years probation or 3 years. But if she doesn't pay it back, she still doesn't go to jail. That's right, she gets 5 years probation. Ooh, that's rough. Maybe it is for her. Seems like a criminal. But what more would you expect from somebody who hangs with Hillary? Hillary picks the bad ones. It's obvious. Former President Joe Biden wants him and Mitt Romney to run. Yeah, who cares? Considering the run for Senate. Romney ran, you know what? Read it if you want. You want to read this? You can read that. It just pissed me off. Alright, next. Listen to what the NSA leakers' parents are claiming now. The NSA leakers' parents are claiming that their daughter is a patriot. Yeah, this American traitor is a patriot. The mother and stepfather of the NSA contractor, who reportedly admitted to the FBI she leaked classified information from the Trump administration, say their daughter is a patriot. I know that she's scared. She is scared that they won't let her out, said mother Billie Jean Davis. According to CBS, her words to me were that she was really scared that they would make her disappear. No, sweetie, your daughter did that. Your daughter made herself disappear into a 5x5. Reality winner, 25-year-old idiot traitor from Vermont, Bernie Sanders supporter, was arrested Saturday and is being charged specifically for stealing top-secret documents from the NSA and relaying it to online publication The Intercept. She would be the first defendant in a criminal leak case under the Trump administration, which has seemingly suffered from a number of such instances in just roughly 5 months. Winner's court appointment legal representation Titus Nichols says that she plans on entering a not guilty plea. Reports CBS, despite the U.S. Department of Justice press release detailing that she admitted to the crimes. So, CBS reported that the U.S. Justice Department press release detailing that she admitted to the crimes. I heard she admitted also. We have the burden of showing that my client is not a risk of committing new offenses, that she's not a risk of fleeing, Nichols said, alluding to his intention to have her released before the trial begins. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. Did it? That's right. Bond was denied. Next story, folks. Former CIA director calls Comey a leaker on CNN, and the host is triggered immediately and it interrupts. James Woolley on Comey, it's stunning that he would give up the secrecy of a conversation with the president. That's privileged information, and it's a crime. Now let's hear what this stupid CNN guys, not him.
To a friend who's at I think, Columbia Law School, and then have them give them to the press.
But let me
It's
just
just
interrupt you because
amazing.
Here's the idiot.
he
There
insists
he
that the
is.
word, I think by implication, the word leak is not
Idiot.
appropriate. He was a private citizen. These were, let me present his argument.
Right.
He was a private citizen. These were notes recollecting his conversation with the president.
Right.
They were not classified.
Right.
A private citizen is allowed to share his notes, in a conversation with any government
No, he's not.
official, with a friend,
No,
with the press.
yeah,
That's-
yeah. He's
Leaking
not.
involves
This is different.
disclosing classified government information in an unauthorized way, as you well know,
No.
having been the director of the CIA.
Not all leaks have to be classified. There are a number of things that are extremely sensitive without
Okay.
meeting the technical requirements for classification. And I just found it stunning that he would, I think, give up the secrecy of a conversation with the President of the United States.
Yeah. That would be bad, as Comey would say. Oh, Lordy. Comey says things like that. Oh, Lordy. Gee whiz. Oh, Lordy. I mean, he literally said that during testimony. Oh, I feel queasy. My stomach's queasy. He thinks he's John Travolta. My stomach's queasy. Yeah. This guy's right. He just doesn't say what he wants to the right way. But I'm going to have to throw this in now because they went there. CNN just had, oh, it's not a leak. Yeah, it's not a leak. Watch this. Bonus.
A Rand Paul interview is always informative and interesting to listen to. And I've got one for you that he did on America's Newsroom. So here's the video.
Thank you, my good
Your
man.
reaction to that information about...
By the way, we got who is this? That was Daily Worldwide News Channel. Okay, folks? Just so we give him his props.
the leak that the former FBI director rather cavalierly admitted to yesterday.
You know, I guess my question, if he's so good at leaking, was he doing that all along as head of the FBI? There's a lot of leaks coming out of the intelligence community, and not all of them are very benign.
Okay, I'm going to have a little fun here. A little fun.
I've been the director of the CIA.
Not all leaks have to be classified.
Involves the press. That's leaking involves disclosing classified government information. Friend with the press. That's it with any government official with the disclosing classified government in an unauthorized way.
Okay. Fun over. Back to Rand Paul.
Now, this leak came when he was out of government service, but you know, a lot of the leaks about people's private conversations, like General Flynn's conversation, that's a felony and a very serious crime. So I think we still need to be asking all of these folks, did you or did you give the information? Because, see, some of them are saying they did not personally leak the information, but they gave it to a friend to leak it. That's still leaking, and it's still not like if it were private conversations of individuals. Now, I'm not saying Comey did that, but we do need to get to the bottom of who is the leak and who are the leaks in the intelligence community.
Well, we know that it was a source of friction between him and the president by that, annotated memo that he himself put together. Apparently, they were having a dispute about that. The president didn't think he was serious enough about it, cracking down enough about it. And then for that admission to come yesterday, does it raise new questions for you?
Yeah, and I think the take-home message from the testimony, for me anyway, was that the president was vindicated. Comey confirmed that the president was never under investigation. 3 times he told the president that. And I think it's understandable to me why the president would be a little bit put out with Comey and say to Comey, good grief, if you're telling me I'm not under investigation, why don't you tell the American people? Because this cloud of an investigation is really damaging. And I think that's sort of an honest appraisal and an honest reaction by the president. And so I think everything else is sort of sour grapes over the election still. But I do think that we're distracting from really what the president wants to do to get American jobs back right now. And I think we can get back to that. But we need not to be too distracted by sort of crazy allegations that in the end all turned out to be really without substance.
All right, let's turn to another leaker in the headlines right now, and this is this young woman out of Georgia who served honorably in the Air Force. She was honorably discharged. She was described as a scholastic superstar, somebody who had been given a full ride on an engineering scholarship. So we know that this is a bright young woman. But what prosecutors laid out against her was pretty damning if it turns out to be true. Again, innocent until proven guilty. But there were some pretty serious allegations that she may have intended to do even more leaking.
I think that the enormous power of being able to spy on Americans' conversations, their emails, all of this, that's such an enormous power that there has to be a very low tolerance for letting people leak information. And so, yes, I think she needs to be prosecuted. We can't tolerate this. But really, the biggest leak that we've had, and the most important and the most damaging to an individual's reputation, was leaking General Flynn's conversation with the Russian ambassador or foreign minister. We have to figure out who leaked that. And if Susan Rice says she did not leak it, but she unmasked them, we have to ask Susan Rice, who are the people that you talked to about this? Because, for her to say she didn't leak it, but, I gave it to my press team to leak it, that is still leaking. So we need to ask all those questions under oath, and we need to get to the bottom of who was listening to General Flynn's conversations, because leaking that is a felony and very dangerous to the Republic.
Well, as you know, that there are many subpoenas out to several of those individuals that you have mentioned. There have been requests for them to testify under oath before either the Senate or the House. Some are cooperative, others are not. How confident are you that we'll get information about leaking, about unmasking, potentially by Obama administration officials, with the accusation it may have been done for political reasons?
Well, that's a real question that we may not be able to find out publicly right now, but the special counsel, I think, has the power to bring them in. I'm guessing the special counsel's ability to bring people in may be greater than a committee. And also, sometimes you can find the truth a little better because a grand jury or a special counsel works behind closed doors, and so they try to gather information and then determine whether or not they can do anything with it. But I hope that the special counsel will also be looking at this, because I don't think Americans want to live in a society where their government becomes so powerful that it's listening to all of our phone calls, reading all of our emails. Realize that if you have sent an email in the last couple of years and you mention the word ISIS or ISIL or mention the words Assad, there's a chance that that is in a database that can be searched without a warrant. I'm going to be putting forward reform legislation when this comes up later in the year that says to search an American's name, you should go to a judge in a public court and ask for a warrant. That's what the Constitution reads.
Well, the framers had great wisdom in crafting the Fourth Amendment, so we'll keep tabs on that legislation. Keep us updated, Senator.
Thank you.
Yes, they did have great wisdom. He's a leaker. Thank you. Antifa, anti-Trump inauguration rioters facing major legal judgment. This is the final story, folks. Rioters in Washington, D.C. are facing felony rioting, conspiracy, and destruction of property charges, with other facing charges for assaulting police officers after refusing plea bargains. From Narrative Collapse. We previously reported that 58 Antifa, ISIS-type junior varsity, I call them, had felony arrangements in D.C. yesterday. The courtroom was so packed that the judge had to call for extra chairs. These people are among 231 suspected suspects for rioting at Donald Trump's inauguration. The federal government is still pursuing felony charges against over 200 of them. 55 of the suspects pleaded not guilty to demanded jury trials. The jury trials have been scheduled on dates ranging from December of 2017 to October of 2018. Among the people with jury trials is high-profile left-wing journalist Aaron Cantu. He has written articles for a variety of left-wing media outlets. There were two big developments. The government plans to use data from over 100 confiscated cell phones. This is big. This cell phone data allegedly shows that many of them were conspiring to riot and commit crimes. Despite the discovery, requests concerning the phone data is a major reason for a large number of trials being pushed back all the way into 2018. Despite claims of collective solidarity that no one would accept the plea deal, 3 people did accept very favorable plea deals. Hannah DiMarte and Nathaniel H. Jaffa accepted plea deals for 1 count of misdemeanor rioting. They were given 6 months probation, $550 in fines, and 50 hours of community service. Okay, that's for pleading guilty, right? Devin E. Blumenthal accepted a plea deal for assaulting a police officer, misdemeanor rioting, and misdemeanor destruction of property. He will be sentenced on June 21st. Another rioter, Dan Powell, had previously accepted a plea deal for assaulting a police officer. He will be sentenced on July 7th. More suspects have felony arraignments on June 23rd and June 27th. The following people now have trials scheduled for felony rioting, conspiracy, and destruction of property. And don't forget, assaulting police officers. That's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Not Fake News. And stay away from the mainstream media. Seriously, they're lying to your face. Not cool. Enemy of the American people. That's what they are. I will see you soon. you like that video, you will love what we have planned for you right where those arrows are pointing. Just click on it, and I'll see you in a moment. Thanks for watching. Not Fake News.